All right, today's drawing, I don't know if I could really call it a sketch. I don't know what the distinction is between a sketch and like a finished piece, actually. Like normally I just call them all sketches because they only take like a half an hour and then I'm done. But this one I ended up taking a little over 2 hours. So I guess it's not really a sketch anymore. I don't know. Today's piece had a little bit different feelings in the imagery, the contrasting from when I originally did it. And I've done it since. Like I made a print of it in 2018 when I was learning how to use linoleum, and I did a painting of it this past summer in Zagreb. And yeah, none of those are really negative things. It was kind of a positive experience, positive memory. Because when I saw the guy, it was 3 years ago in Italy, in Verona, and he seemed pretty chill. I don't know. It was an interesting picture. He seemed, although I don't know, I guess he seemed sad, but it didn't have the same effect. Like I wanted to help him, and I couldn't really do much then, and I definitely can't do anything now. But uh, it didn't have the same effect as it did today. Today I woke up, and I don't know why, but I was thinking about this specific guy, and I was curious, like what he was doing. I didn't even talk to him then, so I don't know why I give a shit. But uh, yeah, it's just a weird situation to be in. Like, what does somebody do like this guy if they're homeless? Not even just like him, but anywhere. I mean, he's in the worst possible place to be in to do it. He's in the fucking middle of it. But what do other people do in other countries if they're homeless? Where can they go? I don't know. I'll look into it more in a second, but maybe while the video's exporting, I'll do some more research. Hopefully, something that'll ease my mind, but I don't know. We'll see. Moving on. So, after the post yesterday, somebody asked me about the construction lines and if I use them, and I still don't. Um, I don't know. I don't think I've ever used construction lines. I remember a lot of the drawing books I had as a kid always pushed that like a lot. They really wanted you to use them, and I fucking hated it. Like I would just look at it and just draw it. I didn't want to do the shapes that compose something, and I know that it makes you much more aware of the underlying structures, and that's something that lately I've been trying to do more with. But surely there's some way to learn those structures without fucking thinking about circles and squares. I don't know. I'm gonna need it more, I guess, if I want to imagine my own figures, if I want to take it a bit further than drawing what's just seen. Um, but for now, yeah, I don't do shit with that. I just pick up the pen and I move along from shape to shape, line to line, referencing the negative space, referencing the shapes, referencing the shadows, everything that I can, to know where the next piece goes to keep it in proportion. So, no, I touched on it briefly on a different post, but I figured I'd extrapolate a bit more on this one. Um, yeah, does anyone have any thoughts on what constitutes it being a finished piece, though? Like, is there a level of quality? Can you? Surely not, because that would be subjective. Subjective. Oof. Um, yeah. Like one person's finished piece could be another person's sketch, and vice versa. Anyways, for this, I don't know. I guess I consider this one a finished piece. I spent enough time on it, and I didn't really leave any stone unturned, so that I guess works for me. Yeah, the same person actually who had asked about the construction lines, we were talking about realism and how it has affected our work. Maybe that, yeah, kind of a bit more on my thoughts on it beyond what we had originally talked about. But for a long time, I really had a problem with the fact that I was just drawing and painting things that I had seen. Even if I would manipulate it in Photoshop and do these like collages and then paint that, I still wasn't imagining. And I saw so many people making work where they would completely imagine like their own worlds, And in those cases, I was super jealous. Like, Yeah, completely jealous. Like I was trying to think if there was a different term, but that's it. Because I really wanted to be able to do that, and I still do to an extent. Um, but I think my mind has changed on it over time because for a long time I really, like I said, I really hated that I couldn't um, formulate my own unique thoughts. But as time's gone on, like I take these images that I maybe took with a camera or I sketched or whatever, and I build it up into a proper piece later. And instead of trying to think of the meaning and then imagine something for it, it's more of like I'm finding meaning and that's why I'm drawing this thing. Um, and maybe I'll mess with the composition, maybe I'll mess with the color or something to push the idea that I'm thinking a bit further. But I think that a lot of the pieces on their own, in nature, they already have a full story. I don't need to give it a story. Just like this guy. Like this guy has a whole life. So it doesn't really rely on me drawing him a certain way to make up for the decades that he's lived, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know. I'm taking it a bit further now, but if anybody else runs into the same issue, I don't know. Those are my thoughts, at least. Um, Something interesting that's come up since this whole COVID-19 shenanigan has started um, is the art rivalries. At least what I've seen, it's changed. Like a lot more people are trying to support each other, and it's really nice. Like it's something that in a lot of places I really hated about the art scene before that, was that everyone was kind of fighting tooth and nail. Um, but with this, a lot of people are trying to find their favorite artists or the people that they like, and they're finding the work of the other people that they like, and they're sharing it. And I think that's just really great, because before it was a lot of competitiveness, um, and it wasn't so much about creating as it was about business, and it just fucking sucked because so many people make so many different types of work. Nobody's really competing for the same thing. They might do it better than you on this, you might do this better than them, and that's that. I don't know. While I've been drawing lately, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. The latest one has been one called Clean Break with the guy named Matt Gondek, I think. Yeah. Which has been really good. But I'm just curious if anybody else has anything that they've been listening to, whether it be audiobook or podcast or, I don't know, fucking anything that's in public domain that's worth checking out while I'm drawing. Because, if I'm drawing or I'm painting for 6 hours a day, I have a lot of time that I can play stuff. So might as well learn. Yeah, so if you have anything, let me know. What else have I been listening to? I think the other one that I've been listening to, although I don't know if there's anything new out for it, I had finished everything before, it was called Vantage Point. The first one that I said, Clean Break, was about like art and business. He talks both with a lot of different types of artists, musicians, business type, whatever. The other one is more about street art. But yeah, if you look up Clean Break, there are some about divorce as well, so keep looking. If anybody needs the actual link, I can send it, but just let me know. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This thing is coming to a close, so I originally finished this one, and then I decided it needed a background, so I went in and finished that up after I stamped it. You can kind of see that in the video here. But yeah, I'm going to stop this at this point, because I think this is enough. If anybody has any thoughts on this one, as with the others, let me know. I still haven't made subtitles, so sorry. But I'll make something soon. Alright, that's it.